There's a huge change coming to the way every single Australian gets paid their super. It's called Payday Super. And, well, whether you're an employee or you run a business, this is a fundamental shift you absolutely need to get your head around.
So let me ask you something. You get your payslip, right? And you see that superannuation amount listed on there. But do you actually know when that money hits your retirement account? The reality for a lot of us is that there can be a delay, sometimes up to 3 months. That's a whole quarter where your money isn't working for you. But all of that is about to change.
All right, so in this explainer, we're going to break it all down. First, we'll cover the big shakeup itself. Then we'll look at the move from quarterly to payday payments and weigh up the risks and rewards for everyone. After that, we'll talk about that critical 2026 deadline, and we'll finish up with a practical roadmap to get you ready. Okay, let's dive right in. Section 1, the superannuation shakeup. The government has put forward new legislation that is, without a doubt, one of the biggest changes to Australian payroll in decades. I mean it. This isn't just some small adjustment. It's a complete overhaul of the system as we know it. At its heart, the idea is incredibly simple, but its impact is going to be massive. Starting in July 2026, whenever an employer pays you your salary, they have to pay your super at the same time. That's it. No more waiting. So what does this actually look like in the real world? This shift from a delayed quarterly system to a real-time payday model. Let's really dig into what's changing. Here it is, side by side. You see, right now, your employer can legally wait for months to pay the super you've already earned, usually paying it in a lump sum every quarter. But with Payday Super, that link is direct and it's immediate. Every single time you get paid, it triggers a super payment. And there's a new sense of urgency here, a really important one. It's not just about your employer sending the payment on payday. The new rule demands that the money has to land in your super fund within 7 calendar days. The clock officially starts ticking the moment you're paid. Now, this isn't just a policy change. It's a massive technical one, too. The single-touch payroll system, that's how businesses report to the tax office, it's getting a major upgrade for more visibility. The penalties for paying late are being completely redesigned. And here's a big one. The ATO's free small business super clearinghouse is being shut down. That means a whole lot of businesses are going to have to find a brand new way to process their super payments. So what's the bottom line here? What does all this actually mean for you? Well, it's a very different story depending on whether you're an employee or an employer. So let's get into the risks and the rewards. For employees, this is pretty much all upside. It's simple. Your money gets into your super account faster, which means it starts earning that all-important compound interest sooner. Those extra few months of earnings, building on themselves over a 40-year career, that could easily add up to thousands of extra dollars for your retirement. Plus, it's just way easier to track that you've actually been paid what you're owed. For employers, though, this is a whole different ballgame. It's a major operational shift. Payroll suddenly becomes this high-frequency, real-time job. The ATO is going to have a much clearer, almost immediate view of who's paying what and when. There's way less room for error or delay. And you know, the stakes are getting higher. Not paying super on time isn't just seen as a paperwork problem anymore. It's being talked about in the same breath as wage theft. You can see how the public discussion has framed it. Unpaid super is now seen as equivalent to wage theft. Getting this wrong could seriously hurt a company's reputation. The challenges for businesses are very real, especially for small businesses who are really going to feel that cash flow pinch of paying wages and super at the exact same time. And on top of that, you've got to worry about your software being ready, the risk of a simple banking delay causing you to miss that 7-day deadline, and just the sheer increase in admin work. It's a lot. Which brings us to the all-important timeline. And let's be clear, this isn't some far-off idea anymore. The deadline is getting closer and it is set in stone. So let's just quickly trace how we got here. The whole idea was announced back in the May 2023 budget. We've got draft legislation and consultation happening through 2025, and it's all leading up to the big one. The mandatory go-live date for every single employer in Australia is July 1st, 2026. And while that date is locked in, you'll hear a lot of industry groups call this timeline ambitious. Now, that's often code for this is going to be a real scramble. The takeaway is crystal clear. You absolutely cannot afford to wait until the last minute. The prep work has to start now. So with that deadline looming, what should businesses actually be doing about it? Let's get practical and map out some real, actionable steps you can take. This is about turning awareness into action. Okay, here are 5 key steps to get your business on the right track. First, assess your current systems and figure out where the gaps are. What's going to break? Second, review how you actually make payments, especially if you're using that small business clearinghouse that's about to disappear. Third, you have got to clean up your employee data. Bad data is going to cause payment failures, guaranteed. Fourth, talk to everyone: your software vendor, your bank, your finance team. And finally, number 5, start testing. Simulate your new process now so you can find the problems before they become really expensive.
Look, while this is a huge challenge, there's no doubt about it, it's also a massive opportunity. It's a chance to stop thinking about payroll as just a back office chore and start treating it as a critical, strategic part of the business that protects you from both financial and reputational risk.
And so that leaves us with the most important question of all. July 1st, 2026. It's not that far away. The systems, the processes, the cash flow, it all needs to be ready to go. So after everything we've just covered, the question is simple. Is your business ready for real-time payroll?